Let's talk about free SHS. And why are you so opposed to calls for reviewing of free SHS?
Why am I?
Yes, because I've heard you say, for example, when President Mahama says that he will review free SHS in 100 days, you say for Mahama, free SHS review means cancel. But we know what the word review means.
I have great respect for the former president. He has been I've never been a president, so I cannot even compare myself to him. My major question that I have and concern that I have is that President Mahama is willing. Maybe he doesn't have people who brief him, but most of the things he says about education are unfounded. And I have a serious concern that as a human being, you can say whatever you want to say. But if you are the former president, who has been a vice president, have become a president, and now you want to come back, get adequate.
But when he talks about review of free SHS, he's not the only person who said that. There's been many people.
No, it's not about the review.
No, that's what my question is on review. For me, what I'm asking is review.
So when a former president can say that we are no longer part of WASI without being asking West Africa.
Fair enough. You've clarified
it tells me that he doesn't know what he's talking about, and if he talks review, he doesn't.
No, but there are so many people who said it's review. I can give you many names. The Catholic Bishop has asked for review, Presbyterian Church has asked for review, Methodist Church has asked for review, Nagras has asked for review, IEA, Ise, so Stephen Ade.
Let me tell you this.
Yeah.
Review.
Yes.
Is a word.
Yeah.
That has different meanings to different people. So I can't sit here and say, if you say review, I want position papers that says this is what I want reviewed.
Okay, let me give you one. The IMF. They said Ghana spends close to 4% of GDP on education with good results in terms of enrollment, but poor learning outcomes. This is not me. Let me just finish. Just 2 paragraphs. Ghana spends close to 4% of GDP on education with good results in terms of enrollment, but poor learning outcomes. Not my words. The flagship program, Free SHS, which covers the full cost of secondary education, has helped increase enrollment, but is poorly targeted. Emphasis mine. Key identified areas of potential improvement on education spending include strengthening primary education resources, better teacher training, and stronger performance-based funding practices. So, IMF, who gave us 3 billion, are saying that the free SHS is poorly targeted. So, for review, targeting, reviewing it in terms of targeting.
Let me tell you one thing. We've always heard from the Bretton Woods institutions. These are the institutions who told us in the early and the late 1980s that university education is a private good and should be de-emphasized. The countries that followed that advice did not grow the way they should. Brazil did not. Now Brazil is a different country. So when it comes to this, you have to look at your circumstances, study carefully whatever report comes out, and see how best you change. But is that fair to them? They are the same. They are the same people who. They are the same people who give you money for LEAP. No, it's the same. Minister, the World Bank is a better institution. You just mentioned. You just mentioned here programs that the World Bank pays for to make a case. So if I now read an IMF report to you and you now tell me that Bretton Woods institution, that's not fair. No, it's not about you. Are not the defender of Bretton Woods.
No, it's just
I'm making a point. I'm making a point to you. I'm making a point to you that whenever you get any advice, you look at your situation and circumstances. You take the advice and use it.
So do you admit that it's poorly targeted?
When they say poor learning outcome, you know what that means for Ghana. I'm now discussing this with them. We've had a series of meetings about Ghana's poor learning outcomes. They are using the test scores of 2013 to determine the learning outcomes.
So you disagree with them?
Yes. So you see,
on the poor learning outcome aspect.
Now we have taken it up. We are working with the World Bank.
Yeah.
We are talking to them about the measuring of learning outcomes in Ghana. In 2015, only 2% of primary 2 students could read for understanding in Ghana. Now it's 38% based on exams, national standards test of 2022. I don't agree that Ghana is what it used to be in 2015.
Do you agree that the FSS is poorly targeted?
No, I don't. So if you are using...
Is there any area of FSHS that needs improvement?
Let me tell you. Anything that you do, there will be areas that need improvement.
Based on your own reflection and experience as minister, is there any area of SHS that requires review or improvement?
Improvement, we continue to train teachers, make sure teachers are well prepared to teach for better learning outcomes. They are doing that and will continue to do that.
Are you prepared to consider things like people paying for boarding fees whilst day is free?
No.
So for you, the only improvement is to improve teacher.
Well, you see, so far the country is getting better outcomes. We move on.
There's been voices from everywhere calling for review. Are you saying that you've not heard?
I'm the
So
minister
of
for
all the calls for review, you haven't heard any voice that has convinced you that there should be review of any aspect of free SHS.
I'm the minister for education. I didn't appoint myself. I want you to know that.
Yeah.
I act on the directives of the president.
But you also advise him because you are the one who's in charge of the sector. You have a holistic view of the sector.
My advice to the president should be shared with you on this program.
Well, you tell me. You tell me what you can say.
I can't say that. If I advise the president, you come and say it here.
But you're saying that you don't think free SHS should be reviewed in any shape or form.
Nope. We have to improve the learning outcomes, make sure the investment is worth the while of Ghanaians, that their taxpayers' cedis are being used to their benefit, and that we are bridging the gap between the rich and the poor, and we are lifting out the poor to get the same opportunity that we are getting now, sitting here in this studio.